Hello everyone, the Snowman here, and today I want to talk about my favorite team, the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. They recently played a friendly versus Colombia, a game which they won by a scoreline of 4-0. The USA now undefeated in their last 33 games. You have to go all the way back to January of 2019 to find their last defeat. Just operating at peak efficiency right now, and I'm excited today to give my 7 biggest takeaways from this game against Colombia. You know, it's a busy year for the U.S. team. They've got the She Believes Cup next month, which I will have a preview for. Of course, the Olympics in July, but right now, again, my 7 takeaways from this week's game in Orlando. And first, let's take a look at the lineup that Coach Vladimir Andonovsky and the U.S. employed in this match, their first game of 2021, also the first contest on home soil in over 10 months. No Alex Morgan, who tested positive recently for COVID-19. Also no Kristen Press or Tobin Heath, who stayed in England to continue training with Manchester United. So there were opportunities up front. Lynn Williams received another start alongside Megan Rapinoe, and the third most capped American of all time, Carly Lloyd. Ertz and Mewis back in the midfield with Lindsay Horan, who returned after some time off because of COVID. And the back five was the quintet that won the World Cup a couple of years ago. It's been the go-to defensive lineup with Alyssa Nair in net, Dunn, Sauerbrunn, Dahlkemper, and O'Hara. On to my 7 takeaways now, and number 1, we've got to start with Sam Mewis, who was the star of the night. 3 goals in the 4-0 win for the reigning 2020 U.S. Soccer Female Player of the Year. The other goal scored by her older sister, Christy Mewis, but Sam's certainly one of the best players on the team. She has so much freedom to get up the pitch, shoot from range. Mewis had a header goal as well, and then a calm and cool finish from the penalty spot. She made a handful of tackles too, just gets the job done on both ends. And it's a loaded midfield with all the American talent, but Mewis is as important a two-way player as anyone else on this roster. Speaking of the loaded midfield, my second takeaway is that Lindsay Horan deserves more starts moving forward. Horan was so great for the U.S. last year in Olympic qualifying, but she missed some time with COVID. What a pleasure to watch her play again. Horan played a key role in the first 3 American goals versus Colombia, getting the hockey assist with 2 of them, and then drawing the penalty early in the second half. I just love Horan's natural instincts in the attacking third. She can hold up possession with her back turned like few others on this team, and then ever so swiftly do a 180, put defenders on their heels. Extremely active, though, versus Colombia, playing slip balls, linking up with Rapinoe. That's a lethal combination. Number 3, the defense pitched another shutout. The shot totals were dominant in favor of the U.S. 24 shots for the Americans, 0 for Colombia. U.S. goalkeeper Alyssa Nair could have taken the night off if she wanted to. Sauerbrunn and Dahlkemper had so little to do defensively in this game. The U.S. was so much of the possession. Whenever they lost it, then high pressure to win the ball right back. Just a ruthless mentality. And they've conceded just 1 goal in their past 11 games. Again, 1 goal in the last 11 games, and that's against some dynamic offenses like the Netherlands, Japan, Spain, Canada, etc. My 4th takeaway is that Lynn Williams will make the Olympic roster come July. I think that Coach Vlatko really seems to trust her out on the wing. Williams applied a ton of pressure to the Colombian backline, especially in the first half. She had a great game against the Netherlands in November. Maybe the fastest and most athletic player on the team. For me, I always thought of her as a one-trick pony. You know, if she wasn't scoring goals, she wasn't impacting a game. But now she can affect a match in so many other ways. Her versatility is imperative. Williams coming off a 2020 where she led the U.S. with 6 assists. I also thought it was a solid debut for Katarina Macario. I've heard so much hype about this 21-year-old Brazilian-American from Stanford. She subbed in for Rapinoe at halftime, and Macario looked very relaxed, cutting in on her right foot, connecting with Lloyd and Horan. My first impression of Macario is that she has that natural flair to her game, similar to Rose Lavelle, has the vision, really creative mind, knows when to shoot or lay off to a teammate. USA fans have so much to be optimistic about regarding Macario's future. Number 6 is that Vladimir Andonovsky will have some tough decisions to make. He's been trying out a lot of new players in his brief tenure already. In fact, in just his 8th event, he's already brought in 56 different players to a training camp environment. He's given 5 players their first ever senior team caps. The problem is, unlike a World Cup where each team fields a squad of 23 players, teams only take 18 players to the Olympics. So as we get closer to Tokyo, Andonovsky is going to be getting paid the big bucks to make some stressful assessments Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of deserving players left off of the Olympic roster. But fortunately, my final takeaway is that the U.S. women's national team is still the heavy favorite heading into Tokyo this summer. We mentioned 33 games without a defeat, a 49-game home unbeaten streak, a perfect 12-0-0 record so far under Andonovsky. They've scored a goal in 61 consecutive matches. The impressive list goes on and on. You've got analysts like Alexi Lawless comparing this team to the 1992 Dream Team, that basketball team in Barcelona, the one that featured MJ and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. So at this point, it's so loaded across the board for the U.S., so much talent. If they keep this up, I definitely see a 5th gold medal in their future. And thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the Colombia game this week. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media for more soccer and football content. Check out my She Believes Cup preview coming out next month. And of course, a lot more content coming ahead of the Olympics in July. So thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. Cheers.